Paul, well-earned point at Preston. What did you learn about the players?
There was a major improvement in what's been happening in the last 16 games. It's first clean sheet since I think earliest part of September, which was an extraordinary start. I thought we were strong defensively, but also thought we were a threat going forward. Ideally, you want to be better going forward. I think we need to add a little bit more in our game, but first and foremost, you've got to stay in the game to have that opportunity. And I thought we stayed in the game really well, and as a defensive performance and strong, and kind of really dominating some parts of the game was very good.
You've been working with the players now for about 3 weeks. Have any of them surprised you with what they can do?
Nothing really surprises me in football. Nothing really jumps out at me, but as they bring Pricey back in and young Bright, probably threw a lot of people of what the intent was. So you get things like that where maybe young kids come up and you think you could throw them in. And as I said, I'm delighted with everybody in Saturday. I thought they put a good game in.
You talked last week about wanting your teams to be on the front foot. In a strange way, is the first step to doing that making yourselves hard to beat?
Well, yeah, well it is. I mean, I looked at all the stats from the game, and we were virtually right on top of the game, which is, and all the stats previous to it, was we were getting beaten in a lot of areas. And so looking at the Preston game, we were right up there. And that was a pleasing thing as well, that, as I said, Preston have been playing well up there. They've beaten a lot of really good sides. But we gave as good as we got against them, you know. But going forward, ideally we want to create more and be more risk in the last third, and that over time that's hopefully the stage we'll get to.
And has that been the priority on the training ground this week, working on being more of a threat going forward?
There's both, yeah. There's both of, you want to be high up the pitch, you want to keep the ball away from your goals as far as you possibly can, and to do that you have to go and press the game. And it's something we'll definitely try. And a home game, big crowd come to watch us, so we'll try and get on the front foot.
Speaking after the game, you were very enthused about the youth setup and the young players here at Wolves. Have you had a chance to see what it is that this club does so well with the youngsters?
No, listen, I just because I'm new into it and seeing the young ones play, as I said before, there's a handful of them, without putting pressure on them and saying they're going to start every week or anything like that. There's one or two I can take out of there and put them in training with the first team, and they don't look at a place. There's been a few already training with us, and I think it's if this club wants to go down the route of bringing its own through, it's got to look at it allied with ones that they bring in. But they've got a really good young group here, which is testament to the people that have been working here. It's
your first home game at the weekend. How important is it for you and your team to entertain and forge that bond with the fans quickly?
Well, that's my big message. I think that's nearly 30,000 here, and the onus is on the home team, always is. And we have to get that rapport with the supporters, and they'll come in numbers to get right behind us. And I know the razzmatazz that goes with it. My first game and the Steve Bull and the Andy Thompson situation. So, but when it kicks off, we're up against a good side who just missed out in the Premier League last year. And we have to be ready for it, and we have to be ready for them and play the game and know the occasion.
Does that marking of the 30th anniversary since Steve Bull and Andy Thompson joined, does that add any pressure for you?
For me personally? No, for me no. It's about rules and the team and the supporters. The game's always about players and fans, and the people come and watch it. It's not about me. You only get that little spell of just because I'm new at it. It's my first game. For the players, I think it'll be great. Nearly a full house at the stadium, and we have to be ready for that game.
And Sheffield Wednesday, as you mentioned, just missed out on getting promotion last season, chasing the playoffs again this year. What are you expecting from them?
Really tough game. I think they're a really good side. As I said, they're probably ahead of us at the minute and the way they are and what's happened to them over the last few years. And just missing out was probably a big disappointment to them. And you're right what you're saying, they're up there again. They've invested well, got some really good players in. And but that's not to say that one game you can win. We can win the game, and we'll be ready for it.
You surprised some people last week with your team selection, including Enna Bakare. Can we expect to see a similar 11 this week, or are you likely to see how some of your other players can cope in the first team?
Well, David Edwards, obviously suspension's up, which is good. So Danny Bath obviously suspended. So there's one or two that I need to make my mind up. But the great thing about Bright is I know I can rely on him. That's the beauty about throwing a young player in, that he didn't let himself down, he didn't let the team down, didn't look out of place. And he's only 18 and he'll get better. So there may be other ones there that I think you're ready to go and do it. So, and I don't have any fear about playing young players.
Finally from me, is the atmosphere in the dressing room conducive to bringing in young players? Are they helpful?
Yeah, regarding having good pros around about them, yeah, it's important. I think there's a good group of older guys here that know the club and know how it works. And I think, to be fair to the young ones, when they come up, they've got respect to the older ones, which I think is important. And I think they get that because the older lads know they can play, and they're good players. And I think that's the key to it.